Today we're going to be unboxing this ReZero Emilia figure. This is a bit of an interesting unboxing because this, if you are unaware, I unboxed the mystery box thing that I got from Amiami a week or two ago. And so now this is one of the figures that came in that mystery box. In fact, this was the one I was most excited about. Some of you guys were more excited about some of the other figures. This is the one I was most excited about. So we're going to unbox it. We're going to see what if it lives up to expectations. This is the one I thought was the best. Will it be? I don't know, but we're going to find out. So yes, I did get this through the mystery box, but there is some figures still remaining of this on Amiami. If you are interested, that link will be down in the description. So feel free to check that out if you are interested. Some interesting things to note before we get into it. This wasn't a mystery box, but the box is slightly damaged up here. I don't think that should, I mean, it won't affect anything inside, but it's something to note. Just as a person that keeps the boxes but doesn't really worry about the boxes. If you're someone that worries about the boxes, then there you go. I know some people are. Personally, that's not that big of a deal for me. But let's go ahead and get it out of here. Now, there is a lot that goes into this figure. It is seemingly very complex. There is you can see here, there is this thing on the back, which we'll go ahead and get that out of there. Now, real quick, I will say, I am not the biggest ReZero fan. I'll go ahead and be up front. I'm not the biggest. Do I hate it? No. Do I love it? No. And that's pretty much where I'm going to stop that conversation. If you enjoy it, feel free to enjoy it. Do I hate it? You know, tell people don't watch it? No. If you enjoy it, and that's great. I know that there is a big fight going on online now. Oh, it's ReZero versus Mushoku Tensei. You know what? I think both are great in their own regard. And to be honest, I think they're both kind of even. But I think there's other ones that are better than both of them. That's just me, and that's all I'll say. Where I say that I have an Emilia figure now, it's not that I was not ever going to buy an Emilia figure, but it's that I was not going to go out of my way to buy an Emilia figure until I got this one in the mystery box. So it kind of worked out. It's a cool Emilia figure, and I'm excited about that. Because while I think, you know, it's not the best anime, in my opinion, I do think that Emilia is a pretty good character. And I think the way that her character is handled, I'm not caught up, but I think the way her character is handled and what I have seen is very good. So I do like Emilia probably second best out of the characters that I have seen. But that's a conversation for another day. Until I get caught up, I don't really want to go real deep into my thoughts and opinions on it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get her out of here. As always, we want to look at the base first because the base usually will tell us a little bit about the figure. So we have this, and it looks like we have a thing here and a thing up here. So what is unique about this base, though, is that the way that we have to connect this figure. So, for one, there is this big cloud of, like, smoke thing here that you can see here. And this is what our character will sit on. So, this, theoretically, will go and sit on this. Now, how it does that, I don't know. I believe it's with these that I don't know if you can see just yet. Let's get everything out of the box and then we'll see. So this was kind of why I really was interested in this figure whenever I first unboxed it, was that it looked really complex and multiple things. I think a figure with a little bit of complexity into its design, not just a, you know, figure standing on a base, whatever, I think that can be pretty good. So we do get these two things. As you can see here, we have this one here, and then we have this one. Now, I believe this is what will support this. So yes, so what you'll see here is there is a hole in the bottom of that, and then there is this here. This will just slide up into there, and I don't know how far it's supposed to stop there, so we'll call that good. And then there we go. So I would assume that will turn kind of like that. And so, yeah, that is a unique way of doing it. There we go. Got it to go on down. I do like that. It is solid black there, so it looks pretty good. Makes it kind of stand out there. Now this as well here, it does have these little notches in it there, if you can see that. So we'll stick that in here in the back. Make sure it's in there good. And then that is what this thing will go on. It goes like this. Yes. So yeah, there we go. That looks nice. I like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get Emilia out of here. Now she is in one big chunk from the looks of it. So that is kind of good. I like figures that are in one big piece. Now I will give you a real brief close-up. We'll have some close-ups, better ones at the end. But I will say, I really like this figure, especially the body details of it. I think it looks really nice. I will go ahead and put that on there, and then we'll show some close-ups of it and give my opinion on the figure. Okay, so let's start talking about it. It's a really nice figure. For what it's worth, I would say it was on sale whenever I looked up the price earlier. That was for about $120. So for $120, it's what I'm going to be grading it on, even though technically I got it for cheaper because I got it in the mystery box, but I'm going to be judging it off of that $120 price tag. It's pretty good. It's actually really good for that price range. If this was a $160 to $180 figure, I'd be more wary to say that it's not really worth that. But I think for that $120 range, I think it's pretty good. I will real quick go over some complaints that I have on it, and then I will praise it, because I think there's more to praise than there is to critique. But I will real quickly go over that. The base down here at the bottom, the little cloud here, there are some very obvious seams in it. And I feel like that is super easy to hide if it was done better. With a cloud, you have all of these, waves in it. You could easily hide those seams in the waves. They just don't. Also, this thing here, the more I looked at it, it works, and as a backdrop, it works. It does. However, I do think you could have added just a tiny bit more detail to it. Not a lot, just maybe some, the only thing that are like 3D is these little green jewels here. Everything else is completely flat, and it makes it feel very flimsy. So not a deal breaker, but definitely something that I think feels a bit cheap in terms of the entire figure as a whole. However, what I cannot complain about at all is the figure. The figure itself looks really good. Obviously here we have the netting for the legs there. This is amazing. I don't have that many of these figures that have this in this scale. Obviously, I have tons in the quarter scale with the furring bunnies, but with this scale, I don't have that many. This is done very, very well. One of the best that I've seen. It's very, it's not stretched too much. It's not too baggy to where it doesn't feel like it's actually being stretched at all. It's that perfect balance that I think works really well. Also, commenting on something else here, the dress itself here is kind of a glossy finish on the back, and then kind of not a completely matte finish on the inside, but not as glossy as the back. I like that. It gives it kind of a, multi-layer type thing, makes it look really good, and that continues throughout the entire outfit on the back here and on the front looks really well done. Puck here up in the top, it looks really nice. Some detail on the face there. Face looks really good. With something that tiny, you could easily mess up the face. You could easily mess up some paint details. They didn't. They did great. The hands here, she's doing kind of a pose with her hands. They look really well done. The jewelry along her looks really good. And that hair looks really well done. As you can see there though, this is a bit flimsy. For that $120 range, I think it's good. Do I think it is a flawless figure? Absolutely not. It is suffering from a few problems here and there, like I said, with the base or this flimsy thing, but I don't think any of that is in the figure itself. It's in the whole design here. As a whole, it's pretty good. Am I still thinking that it's going to be the best out of those 4 figures that I got in the mystery box? Probably. Because I just don't think, if you're unaware, I got the Hollow from Spice and Wolf, the Ray, I think is her name, from Evangelion, and Asuna from Sword Art Online. The only one that makes me kind of think that it might be really good is that Hollow from Spice and Wolf. I just don't think the other 2 will be at least this good, but maybe. This one, I'm probably going to give a... I'm going to give it an 8.5. It's really close to a 9, but for now it's an 8.5. I think with a little bit better base, maybe a little bit better detailed thing back here, and, you know, I don't want to say that you could have done more with the figure, but I think it is kind of like, you did exactly what we expected. There's nothing in it that I'm like, wow, that is really nice. It's just, yeah, that is a really good figure. That is exactly what I expected out of it. I don't really have any complaints, and the few complaints that I do, I am kind of like, well, yeah, I'm fine with that because I didn't, it happens. There is tons of anime figures that have seams like that have kind of some cheaply made parts in them, and it just happens. So I can overlook that because this is done pretty well, and that's the focal point, so I'm going to give it a pass on that. What is your thoughts? Do you think this is a good figure? Do you think it's worth that $120 price tag? Personally, I think it is. If you're a big fan of the series, I think it's worth it. If it was just me, would I go out and buy this? Probably not, but I think it's worth it if you are a fan of the series. So maybe go check it out. If you're interested, that link will be down in the description if you want to go check it out. More videos on the way. The other 3 I'll have videos of, as well as some quintuplets figures coming up soon, as well as upgrading the anime collection, continuing to do that every weekend. We'll put out a new video this weekend, as well as some end of the year fun stuff, including my top 25 anime figures of the year and my awards ceremony next month. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.